This week on Supercars Talk, the 2023 grid is finally set and teams won't be testing their Gen 3 cars until the new year. The big news this week is that Cameron Hill has been confirmed at the final vacant seat for next year, pending any changes. There is a couple of rumours around on a couple of seats, but officially, I suppose, every seat has been confirmed now. Time will tell, but I'm not too sure if the two Super 2 guys who are going to be stepping up next year are actually ready for this role, or whether they should have probably spent another year in the junior category. I still think Feeney probably could have used another year in Super 2 rather than making the step up this year. But the big thing, I suppose, for these guys who are making the step up next year, there's a new car, so they're learning along with everybody else. Whereas I suppose Feeney's competing against guys who've been driving these cars for a very long time and having to learn, circuits, the racing a lot harder in the main game and all of that at the same time. Whereas the new guys, I suppose, they'll just be learning along with the everyone else at the new cars. So that could be an advantage. But I still think if it was me running one of these teams, I'm not sure if I would have chosen Payne or Hill to make the step up next year. I probably would have suggested for them to spend another year in Super 2. But once again, I could be terribly wrong here, and they could really surprise next year. The other signing that happened this week was that the Blanchards have signed Aaron Love to run their Super 2 Mustang next year. He came second in the Carrera Cup Championship this year. Apparently he missed a couple of rounds while he was off racing Porsches overseas. So I haven't been watching Carrera Cup this year, but that sounds very impressive. If you're going to finish, second in that category, missing a few rounds, good luck to him next year. The other big news this week is that the teams will not be testing their Gen 3 cars until next year. There was supposed to be a test day before the end of the year after the Adelaide round, but it's now been delayed, I suppose, until the new year for everyone to kind of get everything under control. Yes, it's another delay on Gen 3, but it's probably not the end of the world, because it does give teams, I suppose, a bit of a chance to have, at least a week off over Christmas while they're sorting everything out. Adelaide is very late in the year. I mean, it's still another week away. The tests have been booked in though, so shakedowns have been booked in at Winton on the 24th of January for the Victorian teams, and at Queensland Raceway on January 30 for the Queensland teams, and then actual testing will commence at Winton on February 7th for the Victorian teams, and February 9th at Queensland Raceway for the Queensland teams, and then there will be a full field, everyone in test on February 22nd at Sydney Motorsport Park. So even though it has been delayed again, the tests are booked in, and everyone looks to get a bit of a shot. I'm still excited about Gen 3 because I think the racing, if it proves everything that they set out for with it, the racing will be better. So now that we've got confirmation of the full field for next year, here's a quick rundown of all the teams, the lineups that there will be at the start of next year. There's quite a lot of unchanged lineups from this year, which is a little bit surprising considering some of the results from some people. But the unchanged lineups are Triple Eight, Shane Van Gisbergen and Brock Feeney. DJR will be Anton De Pasquale and Will Davison. Walkinshaw Andretti United, Chaz Mostert and Nick Percat still. Erebus Motorsport, Will Brown and Brodie Kostecki. Team 18, Frosty, Mark Winterbottom and Scott Pye in there. Tickford will be Cam Waters, James Courtney, Thomas Randall and Jake Kostecki. Brad Jones Racing, Andre Heimgartner, Bryce Forward, Macaulay Jones and Jack Smith will be there. The changed lineups, Groves, once again Dave Reynolds will be there, but Matt Payne will be joining him. Premier Tim Slade is moving across from Cool Drive, and Jimmy Golding is he's there once again, continuing on from his mid-season driver change there. Matt Stone Racing, as we've discussed, Cameron Hill will be joining Jack LeBrock, and Todd Hazelwood moves over from Matt Stone Racing over to Cool Drive. So only two new drivers in, as I've discussed, Matt Payne and Cameron Hill, and they're replacing Lee Holdsworth and Chris Pither. Both of them, I assume, are going to be finding themselves co-drives somewhere. Lee Holdsworth probably already has one, and I think Pither's probably on his way to getting a seat there. With all the rumours that kind of go on, you expect some more changes, and this is very early for the full field to be set. But you never know. There could be a couple of twists and turns in there still to come before the start of next season. But down in the comments, let me know, are you excited by the lineups for next year, or is it a bit boring all being the same? And are you excited about Gen 3 coming? I definitely am, because I'm very hopeful that the racing will be better. And before I go, just a quick little update. Thanks for all the comments over the last couple of weeks with my health. It's on the good side of things. I've got some medication which should bring it back under control. It's going to be a fairly long road, I suppose, to recovery, but it's all looking positive. It could have been a lot worse. I'm definitely on the good side of what it could have been. So on that note, we'll leave it there for this week. Just thank you very much for all the the well wishes and that from everybody. The support is just blows me away every time. So thanks for that. Until next time, I'm still Dave, and I'll catch you later.